Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the gym. It is your guy, Boulan Jay. Up next, the Baltimore Ravens dominate the Broncos. Let's talk. The Baltimore Ravens get a big win, a dominating win, probably the most complete win they've had all season. I don't know how you guys left that game feeling yesterday, but I left the game feeling more confident about this team than any other win this season. When you take a look at the Broncos win versus the 5 previous wins, it's probably their most convincing and most dominant game, not really based on the scoreboard. I believe the score could have been 28-10, and I still would have felt as confident if they played in the fashion that they played on yesterday. I know that they had a dominating win against the Buffalo Bills, but I thought yesterday, after 9 games, it kind of left a better taste in your mouth because the Baltimore Ravens seemed to play with a level of aggression, with a level of certainty, and with a level of confidence on both sides of the ball. Let me give you my 5 takeaways. Let's start on the offense. I thought the offense play calling was excellent yesterday. I think it was married together with the execution. What you saw Todd Monken and Lamar Jackson do was poetry in motion, so to speak. You saw Lamar Jackson have pinpoint accuracy. You saw him be decisive with where he was going to put the ball. You saw excellent ball placement, and you saw Todd Monken call a game that seemed to go right in correlation with how Lamar Jackson was playing, right? He didn't deviate from what was working. If the passing game was working, he went with the pass. If a run needed to be called, he went with the run. And I thought that it was a beautiful marriage on yesterday. And so the hope is that we can continue to build as we move towards the middle or past the middle of the season. Takeaway number 2 on the offensive side of the ball, I thought that yesterday's performance by the offensive line was an A effort, an A execution. Early on in that game, you saw Lamar Jackson get sacked. Excuse me, and you would kind of question, okay, man, how's this game gonna go? But the offensive line gelled together and put on a solid and excellent performance. And I'm giving them an A based on the collection of talent, based on how it was patchwork from the beginning of the season, based on how Rosengard was in and then out and then out and then in, based on the question about Daniel Falele, based on some injury concerns for Tyler Linderbaum, based on Voorhees was the starter. He gets hurt. McCurry comes in and kind of has kept that position. And then Ronnie Stanley has been solid all year. So with all those questions, the Baltimore Ravens seem to be answering a lot of these questions going down the stretch or getting ready to go down the stretch. So I thought it was an A effort for the Baltimore Ravens on yesterday, especially, let me say it this way, especially in the pass blocking. The run blocking wasn't as dominant, I guess you could call it, but I still thought that the Baltimore Ravens put on a solid effort to continue to run the ball. Now they only had 3.5, 3.7 yards per carry, but we still eclipsed that 120-yard mark. And I think as long as we continue to put forth an effort to run the ball, I think that we will be just fine. Takeaway number 3, I thought that Zay solidified himself as a number 1 level wide receiver. Okay, I'm not going to put him in that number 1 category just yet. I want to see a little more. I want to see if he hits a second-year slump at all going down the stretch. But I think that what you've seen from Zay is a level of consistency to be a big-time performer, right? I think he has 4 100-plus yard games this season, and I think that he's going to make a defense cover him differently. Because at this point, he's playing as if he's uncoverable. And so I thought Zay was excellent yesterday. And then I thought all the other supplemental parts, I think that they did what they were supposed to do. When the ball was sent their way, they made the catch. And they didn't allow self-inflicted wounds like the ball carrying off their hands and getting intercepted and things of that nature. So I thought that the offense as a whole, they get an A+. And then just let me shout out Lamar Jackson, man. Shout out to Lamar for just continuing to keep his head down and grind, regardless of the critics, regardless of what happened year to year, game to game. He has continued to improve his craft, and I think that he has certainly solidified himself as the best quarterback playing right now in the NFL. So shout out to Lamar Jackson. My number 4 takeaway is going to be a defensive takeaway. I thought that yesterday's effort on defense was the most complete they've had from front to back. I don't think the defense was dominant necessarily, only because of the scoreboard. I'm not saying, they had, we held them to 10. I don't think the defense was dominant just because of the scoreboard only showing 10 points. I thought they were consistent, meaning they consistently did their job. You really didn't see them play on the other side of the line of scrimmage as far as the front. You really didn't see the linebackers make any splash plays. And as far as the secondary, we did get one interception, I think off a deflection, but you really didn't see them play any real lockdown coverage necessarily. I just thought they played consistent. They were kind of a right place, right time defense, a bend but don't break defense. And if this offense is going to continue to be this excellent, then I think playing that kind of defense, a bend but don't break defense, I think that will be suitable to get us to where we want to go, right? And number 5, my number 5 takeaway is I thought this was one of the best coaching jobs from John Harbaugh to the offensive coordinator to the defensive coordinator. I thought the team as a whole executed in a I thought the whole team executed the game plan. I thought the entire team, whoever got on the field, I thought they did their job. I thought they were focused. I thought they were ready. And I have to give a hats off this time to John Harbaugh having his team ready to go, especially after a difficult loss last week. And Denver is a tough and aggressive kind of team. And I thought that we didn't get punked early, which could have happened after that Lamar Jackson sack. We didn't get punked early. We stood our ground and we were aggressive, and we came out with a dominating win holistically. Another thing, a 6th takeaway, kind of a bonus, is I thought that we stayed aggressive offensively. Once we went up, we didn't start just trying to run the ball to milk the clock away. We continued to pass. We continued to work the game plan. Whatever that may have been, it looked as if we continued to work the game plan. And so, man, it was super exciting to see them have a different type of mentality on yesterday, kind of an aggressive, take the fight to the opponent versus allowing the opponent to take the fight to them. And so, man, super excited, man, about what I saw yesterday. Again, my confidence is building in this team because yesterday kind of showed me that, hey, they do have another level of aggressiveness they can get to, right? And so, so we got a big time game on Thursday. So this week will go fast here at the GM. Big day tomorrow, trade deadline. I do believe that we will make a trade. So my trade video will come up later today, and then we'll flip the page, talk about trades tomorrow after 4 p.m. And then we will get to Cincinnati on Wednesday. So listen, I'm your Gabriel Lanche. This is the GM, and I'm out.